What's going on, Pizza Fam? Look, I appreciate each one of you for listening to this show, listening to this episode. Before we get back to it, I wanted to tell you about my favorite product right now, Todd's Curry Sauce. I met these guys at the Florida Restaurant Show, Pizza Tomorrow Summit, and I'm telling you, ever since I tried that sauce, I have been putting it on everything in the shop. Chicken wings, pizza, you've seen the pizzas, chicken sandwich, salad dressing. Like, we've been putting Todd's curry sauce on everything, and I'm here to give you a special deal, special offer. Go to their website, toddscurrysauce.com, use code Pizza King, and get 10% off your next order. I promise you, you only need to try it one time. It's going to be the best curry sauce you ever tasted in your life. You're going to start putting it on all kinds of stuff in your shop, even at home. I got a bottle in the pantry here at the house. I got a bottle at the shop. Elliot, Todd, I need another bottle because I'm putting it everywhere. I'm putting it on everything. So go check it out. Use code Pizza King and get 10% off your next order. Peace. Let's get back to it.
First of all, let me introduce you. This is my guy, Farris Roach, newest franchise owner of VODA, and I'll let you tell us more about what that is. But really wanted to, bring Farris on to tell us about his franchise journey. Specifically because he's been making that transition that a lot of us go through, where we talk about leaving that corporate world and getting into ownership, business ownership for ourselves, and controlling our time and our financial freedom. So, Farris, tell us what you've been having going on.
Oh, thanks, brother, man. We've been trying to, we've talked so much, but I've always wanted to kind of get on camera and have a conversation with you. Because I watch all these Pizza King podcasts. And by the way, quick story in case anybody wants to endorse me, I am the Pizza Prince. I'm trying to get on his level. He hasn't, he's been denouncing my royalship, but, I've been good at pizza making.
Never that. Hey, it's all love.
Yeah.
We the pizza family. So if I'm the Pizza King, this the Pizza Prince. But he is you doing it even at a level that I haven't, which I have not mastered making good looking pizzas at home. I make good pizzas in the store where I have all of the equipment and the tools and the ability to not show nobody when it doesn't come out good. So
Yeah.
But I love to be a home cook. Yeah.
Pizza ovens are amazing, man. That was the greatest gift my wife's ever given me, and I hope she'll never watch this, but that was the greatest gift she ever made, other than marrying me, of course. But other than that pizza oven, man, he made wife of the year that year.
No, your wife gives you some really good gifts.
She's right.
You she always looking out for you.
Always. That's what marriage is about, right? That's why I got married, because, I needed somebody to not only push me out the way of all these moving trains I have in life, but, tell me how to do it better the next time.
Heard that. So tell us about VODA in the franchise world. What you got going on?
So yeah, I appreciate the introduction. But so VODA is a franchise like no other. I mean, it's a cleaning and restoration franchise. The reason I chose VODA to kind of, invest in is they had first the opportunity for me, to afford to buy into it. We're not talking 100,000, 200,000 to buy into this opportunity. They came in at a reasonable price that I could afford from my pocket to give me the opportunity to become a business owner. So I chose them mainly because of their pattern. They're a newer franchise. They've been around less than 2 years, but the owner who they have adapted his style from, he built this business up 15 years ago by himself, just him, a minivan. It's an awesome story. But they have built such a strong following within those. They have that following within these couple of years they've been existing, and they have built it off of the strength of so many different people. So you'll start with the CEO, who of course may be great at sales, being able to sell the company, but they also went in and got the top talent from other industries. And, I seen their vision. I seen that, the way that they were going to give the playbook that I needed to be successful. And I was generally interested in the type of work it was. It's not a sexy industry. I mean, it's cleaning, it's restoration, and most of the time you're in something dirty. If they call you, you're in something dirty. But again, that's why I purchased the franchise. I ain't always got to be the one that gets in that dirty water. I hire.
Hey, but that's where opportunity lies, is in doing the things that people don't want to do, right? If it was easy and sexy, then there'd be a line around the corner for people people lining trying to do the same thing, and that creates a different opportunity, a different market, right?
I mean, let's be real.
Are you the first franchise in Florida?
I'm not anymore, but when I first started going with VODA, I was the very first franchise in Tampa. So I was excited to be number one and be able to, get everything going and stuff like that. But of course, the news spread. People started to see, hey, this is a good opportunity. So now I got all these people coming in behind me in Tampa. So VODA is growing quickly in Florida. But, me being who I am is I reached out to these individuals when I found out, hey, they got awarded a territory within my city, my state. I'm reaching out to you. It's not being on some competition stuff. It's on congratulations. We're about to take this amazing journey. Let's work together to uplift each other and push each other and get better at what we're doing. So, that's what I've been on. And I've met a couple really good friends thus far in this business just from me reaching out. And thankfully, they've been on the same thing. Like, I'm not trying to compete. I'm trying to grow. And that's the mantra of VODA. They are here to help you and push you to be a franchise owner, but they're also push you to be successful.
I think that's one of the hidden. No, I was gonna say, I think that's one of the hidden beauties of being in a franchise system is having a community of like-minded individuals that you can lean on, even though it can or cannot be competitive within the franchise community. But you always have somebody that you can reach out to, somebody that is literally living the same thing that you're living, that you can bounce ideas and things like that off of. So I like that.
Right. Absolutely right. And I need that because let's be real. This isn't, I didn't grow up or go to school or have parents that were in the cleaning and restoration business. I don't know nothing about this. I'm a banker. I worked for a bank for 20 years. So that's all I know. I know finance. So it's also a talent for me as well. And I
like
accept
that.
it because
I like that.
A lot of people are scared because they'll say, oh, y'all don't know nothing about cars, or I don't know anything about owning a franchise, a restaurant, or a quick service restaurant. I don't know nothing about, so they put themselves in that box and they be like, okay, well, how will I ever succeed at something I've never learned? And the biggest thing that swayed me was, why am I limiting myself to not want to learn and not believe I have the ability to learn a new skill and not just be okay with who I am and who I've strived to be up to this point. So that's why I chose franchising, because franchising is all about support. And I'm not saying every franchise, but there's a good percentage of them that are there to support you, uplift you, and that's how we should be as people. Whether I have to give you a franchise fee or not, I want that support behind me. And that's why you and I connected the way we did, because I know you was there to push other people, which you have done tremendously. And I've sat back and watched, and I've seen your growth and I've seen your vision and things like that. And that's what I want to be around, because that's the type of energy I need to be able to have the confidence to grow, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. And we talk a lot of behind the scenes about just opportunities and things like that. But that's what a franchise system is about. Your success is their success. They need to have, if they want to sell another franchise, somebody may reach out to you and ask, hey, what's VODA about? And they need you to say, look, you need to do it. No matter where you're, what you're thinking about, I would recommend you do it, because that's what VODA, that's the biggest compliment that you could pay to a franchise system, is someone within the system saying, go do this, go do it. It's been a great opportunity. So, thinking about the process, and you said, look, you had no experience, you never done this, and you went on and took the leap. Was there, training that was involved? Did they teach you what you needed to learn? Did they give you the tools so that you can go out, work your territory, make the sales, and be profitable? Did they give you everything that you needed?
And more. I mean, they have been nonstop since day one. Since I signed on that paper, and a lot of people say it's almost like a marriage. You say that I do, that's when things change.
Yeah.
But if you find the right connection, the right partner, the right person that's going to give you what you're looking for, they're going to, again, pour into it. And they're not just going to sign on that dotted line and you give your money and then they disappear and say, okay, good luck. Here's our playbook. Read through it, watch videos, things like that.
Yeah.
VODA wasn't like that. VODA, from day one, when I signed on, they gave me a roadmap, of everything that I was going to be doing, everybody I was going to be talking to, a vendor list of people that I'll be reaching out to. They also split it up and saying, okay, I'm going to introduce you to these vendors three at a time. I'm not going to give you all of them. I'm going to let you get comfortable a little bit at a time. I actually, and funny story you asked about that, I actually just got back from training for, they called it VODA University. So I spent a week in Wisconsin freezing, but thank God I had this amazing VODA hoodie. If you don't see that, you can get it at a store near you. But we was in Wisconsin for a week, and, I was around other people who bought into the franchises in different territories and things like that.
Right.
But, it was a degree, it was a university. We were learning sales tactics. We were learning about the equipment. We were learning about what formulas to use. I mean, we was learning science things I haven't learned since high school. But they was breaking it down so simplistic that somebody like me, who was an average C student, could understand. Everybody thinks you gotta be a genius to own a business. Everybody thinks, oh, I don't know taxes. I don't know how to do a profit and loss, and think I was the exact same way until I noticed that they put that in front of you. They put a CPA recommendation for me to call. They put a lawyer to look over their document. They said, okay, we're going to give you a document that tells you everything about our business and what you can expect. It's called a FDD.
Right.
Is it financial document disclosure or
franchise disclosure document? Yeah.
Franchise disclosure document. Yeah. So they recommend, of course, a attorney that you can call. Of course, use your own. If you're thinking about franchising, use your own to read that FDD. But the whole point of the matter is that I don't care if you are a country bumpkin that just came out of some, small high school with your high school diploma and don't know what to do next. All you got to do, just like these phones do, is follow the map. They actually put out the map for you. They tell you when there's police close. They tell you when there's an accident on the way and how to avoid it. All these things franchises do for you to get you to that goal, your financial goal or whatever your why is. So training was awesome. And it gave me even more confidence because I was able to sit down with the CEO and the CFO and talk about their vision for the actual franchise and then their vision for franchisees. And, they was as ecstatic to talk about it as when we was at Discovery Day. And, they were trying to sell me on it before I signed and everything. They had that same enthusiasm, that same message, that saying, here's where we're going to go. And here is the exact map of how we're going to get to where you want to be. You're telling me that you want to grow your business to be, a $10 million business and sell it off when you're 50 so you can go on the beach? I'm going to help you get there.
Let me show you how to get to that point. Yep.
I'm going to show you how to get there. All you got to do is pay attention, listen, ask questions, and ease on down that road like Diana Ross and Michael Jackson.
Let me ask you this, because what I'm hearing is throughout this process, it started with first there was discomfort where you were in your career, in your corporate position. You got uncomfortable
Absolutely.
there, or maybe you got too comfortable there to the point where it was, I gotta do something. But then there was fear, right? Like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I don't know these things. But then fear transitioned to confidence because they were able to be transparent and show you the systems. They opened up their businesses, their documents, and that's what a disclosure document does. It gives you the behind the scenes of a business, and it take your time and read it. Right, you got 14 days or whatever the laws are to really go through the document before you can even make a move. But through that process, it turned fear into confidence. and now you're ready. Like you go through the training, you do all these things, and you're ready to get out there and go run this business. What are you looking forward to as you get into these initial, these first 90 days, these first 120 days? Like what do your goals look like?
Who? They scare the crap out of me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm an avid reader. I read a lot of books, and even when I have decided to get into this franchise journey, I've started to read more and more just to pour as much as I can. And the biggest message I get from a lot of them is, if you don't set those high goals, those high standards, something to always reach for, you're gonna stay stagnant. And reach, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you're in amongst the stars. That whole mantra.
Yeah.
So I have that scary goal. When we sit down, and again, franchises go through everything with you. We have had marketing meetings. We've had meetings about what I want my first year to look like, my first 3 years to look like. The first goal, to be transparent, they say the average owner can make anywhere between 700,000 to, maybe 1.2 million. And this was back when I first read the FDD months ago.
Right.
The thing is that they asked me, you're in this territory, you have this, what do you want your goal to be? I was like, okay, well, what was the highest range again? And they said, well, 1.2. I said, well, my goal is going to be 1.3. So I want you to map out month by month how I can get to that, what I have to take in profit, and break it down for me, because that's my absolute goal, and that's what I'm going to push for. They actually say, a lot of people say that, but, there's no but to that. This is absolute, is what I'm telling you. Is you saying that you're giving me a cheat sheet. I was, again, average C student. I was a horrible student. I just didn't pay attention a lot. But when I got good at being a student, when I was able to look at my neighbor's game plan. Oh, okay. So it's A and C, and good luck. That's what franchising is. Hey, I'm giving you this.
The cheat sheet.
You want to make money? I'm going to tell you exactly what to do in the month of January from the 1st to the 31st to try to make your goal. And that's what I did. And I averaged it out, and I said, okay, I'm going to try to blow it out the water at 1.3. How much is the most person made in their first year? I want to get to that and go beyond that. That's just where I am, and that's just my focus. And just to give you a quick backdrop of who I am, because I didn't do that. I came from the banking world. So I've been with a large bank for over 15 plus years. Cubicle life, I had the title. I was a VP, and, it sounded good just to keep me around. But, it was a lot. It was a lot that we were doing that I didn't feel was ethical. There was a lot of things that, I wasn't comfortable with, especially when I moved to a new department.
Right.
So corporate life, everybody talks about it. It can get you high places. It can get you home, the things that you need, but you always have that handcuff. You always have that person that say you did a good job, or you always have that person that may say you're not that good at your job. You don't meet our expectations and things like that. For franchising, I got rid of that person. I became that person that was my critic, that's either going to make or break where I go next. I didn't have to sit in front of a boss and say, hey, sir, I hope I did good enough that you can give me 10% of the billions that you made last year. I hope it's up to you. I hate that it's up to you to help me provide for my family, even though I know I did everything you asked of me, but you're going to find a reason not to give me a bonus or a raise because of inflation or because of your corporate structure, because your CEO made a little bit too much last year and needs to take the loss so he doesn't have to claim it on his taxes. I don't know. Please, can I have that little bit of money so I can continue to thrive in the lifestyle I've created for myself, and hopefully I can get my kids to college? I had to ask people for that, and that annoyed me. I don't have to ask that. And that feels great, brother. I woke up this morning. Today is my first day officially being an open franchise. I'm still working on getting my van. This is going to be a part 2 to this podcast. So we're going to go through that adventure. Still working on getting my van, but I will be open on Saturday for anybody watching this. And if he gets this out in time, VODA Cleaning Restoration will be in your area Brandon, Riverview, Valrico, and the surrounding areas. We're coming to you.
We'll put all that.
40% off.
We'll link it all up. Make sure we put it. We're going to promote you for sure.
Appreciate that. And because you were gracious enough to let me, talk on your podcast, I want to offer you a free carpet cleaning, or if you got some tile that need to get polished up, I'm going to offer that to you. So you're one of the first supporters I've had since I moved to Florida, brother. And I want to be able to give back to that and be able to show that, like, I appreciate you more than I can really ever express. So I'm offering 2 free carpet cleans. One's going to you. I don't know who the next one's going to. Somebody got it. See if I can throw it up for big.
God, you got to run a contest on your Insta. Put it out on social, man. Get that engagement going and really promote it. Give it away to somebody by doing the engagement. So before we go, and one of the things I love about you is you got that pure energy, right? You always you believe in yourself 100%. You know that you already said you're going higher than the highest already. Now in franchising, sometimes people get discouraged by franchising because they say, you gotta follow this, or they gonna hold you back. How are you combining your individuality, your energy, your brain with, fitting that within the framework of what works for VODA? Because
they want to do.
Yeah, you got to do it the way that they want you to do it, but you still have to put yourself behind it, right? It's got to be something that you're on board with too. How are you navigating that part of it?
To be honest, I'm going with what I bought. Okay. There is a reason why, I vetted this company. There's a reason why I vetted a lot of different franchises. I didn't just go in with them. I looked at different franchises, from robots to power washing to, something that could be sustainable in the near future. So they were in, like, I was a college recruiter. They were in my top 3, and I was ready to put that hat on and choose who I was going to go with. So I went with them just because of a couple things that I heard on, like, validation calls and when I talked to other owners, and I did all of that. A lot of things I kept hearing is VODA has this plan. They set it all up for you. They lay it out for you, but you're the one that has to drive this.
Yep.
I'm gonna gift you this amazing house. It has all these rooms, all this potential. No furniture. It's an empty house, but it's a beautiful house that I'm giving to you. I'm going to give you the number to the people who can furnish it. I'm going to give you to people who can clean it. I'm going to give you a number to everybody you need to maintain this beautiful mansion of your dreams. All you got to do is make it your own.
Show up and execute.
I'm not stopping you from making this house a beautiful red if you want to, or putting paintings up that's going to help it, in value, whatever. This is your house. All I want you to do is just follow the HOA rules. Make sure you ain't got a pickup truck in your front yard. Make sure you maintain the beautifulness of it and grow upon it. Put additional houses behind the land that you're going to grow from it. All the investments that you put into this house will lead to other homes and a larger portfolio. Again,
that's right.
All you got to do is follow the path that we already did. We've already built these homes, and we're doing great at the homes that we built. Now we're showing you how to do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's franchising in a nutshell.
That's franchising. And then the other side of it is, some people get into it because, look, they don't want to have to think of a business plan, and they don't want to have to, figure out all of the ins and outs. Like, I just want to just give me something to do and I'll go execute it. But then there are people like you who are, you have great personality and you are creative. You're going to take their plan and see where there's opportunities and maybe, and then give that feedback, right? Look, hey, maybe have y'all thought about, I already know you, Farris. You gonna be on that call. Like, have you thought about this though? And that's great, because what franchising also gives you is a chance for advisory councils and action committees where you have a chance to get your voice heard and change comes from within the community. Some of the greatest brands, some of the greatest products have come, through the franchise community, from franchisees, not necessarily from franchisors. So, when you're the one doing the work and you're closer to it, you have a view that the franchisor doesn't always have. So, that's my advice to you, brother to brother, keep, always keep that eye open for opportunity, and then communicate that, so that you may be able to help the next guy do it better.
And that's my plan. That is absolutely my plan. Like, and again, we know each other. So you talk to me enough to know I'm all about pouring into others.
Yeah.
I will never just say, oh, this gift is mine. This blessing is mine. I feel weird with it, like, because I'm looking at everybody else, and I'm like,
you
want to be? Well, damn, you ain't get one, bro. I thought you was in line. Like, my bag. If I got all this abundance, it'd be silly of me not to give back to others. One thing I am proud of, first off, is who I am as a man, but I'm also proud of who I am as a Black man. And I am proud of my heritage, and, whatever history that we do know or that we have retrieved up until this point, I'm proud of being a part of that. Yeah. I'm also proud to say, I will be boisterous to say I am a proud Black-owned business. This is a business that you're hiring. We are proudly Black-owned, and we're going to give you as exquisite of a service as anybody else will, and above that. Just because we got to do a little bit more sometimes, just to show you how great we are. Shot fired. But the thing of the matter is, bro, is I am always going to want to give to someone who wants to listen.
Yeah.
So, for example, we was in training this week, and you know how franchises do it. It's like a recruiting mission. They wine and dine their people. So they casually scheduled a meet and greet with the people who are going through discovery days. They're dating them right now, and they made sure the owner came in and just ran into them and had some drinks with them and things like that. And they invited us. I'm already exhausted. I'm sitting in the classroom for 8 hours, so they make it at 9:30. So I'm drinking my monsters, trying to get ready to do this, and I'm fading. But I get in there and I just see these people. Like 4 months ago, I was in the exact same spot. I didn't know what I was going to do, who I was going to choose, anything. I was eager to go talk to them and eager to share my experience up until this point. And a few of them were brothers. There was a one Black man who was with his son. He was a little bit older. He was a retired, he was retired or something. But his son was with him, and I talked to him. I was like, look, here's what it is. Here's what I'm going to tell you. They're going to tell you the exact same thing. They're going to give you the same message, but coming from the view of us, a Black man, not putting nothing against anybody else, but here's how I feel. And I feel comfortable in my skin with this franchise, and I don't feel I'll get pushed back. I don't feel like I feel like I have the true support of any other race, color, creed, whatever. I feel like I have that support, and I told them that. And I think as I was telling them, they was like, wow, it's just good to see someone that looks like us a part of that. And then the next thing I said is like, well, my next mission upon not just growing my business, but growing the awareness of franchising within the African-American faith. Because a lot of people don't know, like, there's ways of you to own something of your own without having to sell the farm. To be able to, get a small loan, and instead of going out and buying that fancy car, that house that you can't afford yet, put that money into investments and into yourself, into a franchise. You could start a franchise with $10,000 out there, and if you could find a way to get the other people to invest. Franchising is amazing. I was in Vegas a couple weeks, no, it was like 3 weeks ago for a restoration conference. It was called the Nexus 2025, big conference. I met so many amazing people and smart people and vendors and all that. But one thing I noticed, I'm in this event space, there's not a lot of us there. I'm only seeing, little spots. I'm like, wow, it needs to be more.
Yeah.
So that's a mission of mine too. And I'm going to drag every franchise owner that is of, us. I'm going to drag, but I love everybody and I want to share the message with anybody, but I'm just an uplifter of my people as well. So I'm going to do a little extra when I'm trying to say, hey, come over here, bro. Come on. I got you. Let me show you how to do this. It's everything. I got you. You can do this.
It takes that, and it takes someone, kicking down the door and being that example so that others will know, like, look, I didn't even know that this was a business that we can get into. And not that there's any, there ain't no gate up. There isn't any, nobody's blocking you. It's just about having this understanding, having the knowledge, the education, so that you can go out and take advantage of these opportunities. You don't know what you don't know, right? Nobody was telling us. Nobody was putting these things out there. I've been fortunate enough to, now, live in the franchise space for the last 20, 22, 23 years. And I felt bad because I didn't even know it was really that deep until I started getting around, getting more into the fellowship and
Right.
kicking it with the fellas and all that. And they're like, you got a franchise? Like, I didn't know it was that, like, it wasn't even sexy or cool to me because I just been doing it. But
Right.
we gotta put it out there. And that's something that, I appreciate you taking on as a mission because, with us working with our groups and working with these kids and doing these things, man, it's important that we share these lessons and we share these opportunities because look, life isn't getting cheaper. It's not getting easier. It's not getting,
Nah.
it's not getting more fair. Things are not happening like that. So we have to continue to educate the next generation and not just within our own household. Because like you, kids in here got my, teenage son. And we gotta continue to push it forward. So, shout out
Got
to you for
to.
that. Shout out to you for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
But look,
sir.
I know you got a basketball game to get to. Thanks for, I appreciate you taking this time and blessing us with some education and some background on VODA. We'll put all the links up. I got them a tag. I'll put your Instagram page up and did you start the Facebook page yet?
Facebook page, I'll send you that link to put, we got, and we just got Google guaranteed. So,
Right.
When you Google us, we're going to be part of the top. So I'm working here, y'all, and reach out to me.
What kind of offer can you give to people in Tampa Bay?
If you are hearing this and you post in these comments or you post a comment on the page and you let the Pizza King know that, hey, you love his show and you watch all the time, I'll give you 40% off.
40%
But you
off.
got to mention that you know the Pizza King.
All right. Pizza King listeners, y'all heard that. 40% off per service from VODA Cleaning. This is specifically for folks in the Tampa Bay area. So
Yep.
we'll link up with Farris, link up with his products in the show notes and on the page. And wishing you much success, my bro. And hey, shoot the ball when you get it.
Bro, I will. I ain't going to make it, but I absolutely into it. Kobe!
No fit tonight. We just taking shots.
That's all we doing, bro. I'm living two life. I don't pass. I'm living life.
No defense, no assist. That's how I like it.
But
Hey,
I appreciate you, bro, man. I love you, man. And we gonna connect more. And there is gonna be a part 2. So I can't give you a cliffhanger right now, but there's some good things I got to share with y'all, Pizza King Nation. So go ahead and get in his inbox and be like, we need a part 2 and part 3.
We'll get as many as it takes to tell the story.
Hey, I got a lot to tell, bro. We can start all the way back to when I was a little. Well, we ain't gonna go that far. But what's up, bro?
Hey, I'll holler at you, bro. Take care.